We'll figure this out one day.
Yeah, I got you.
There you
Oh,
go.
okay, that works. That works. There we go. Okay, so I'll just real quick. Hey, I'm Craig, Legendary Cardboard, here with Dave and Kay of DKTCG Cave. So
Okay.
we attempted to record something last time. It did not work. So here we are, trying again.
Not.
But so this is basically now what we're doing, like an update, like a follow up on our last talk and
Yeah.
conversation, because I think both of us have some big things moving. You guys have been moving and grooving on the whatnot scene. So I'm gonna kill this light right now because I feel like it's blinding me and washing me out. But okay, so now that the formalities are out of the way, we can just chat. So
Just chat it up for
so
sure.
I have a lot of questions about your guys' whatnot and things um, but what do you feel, and I don't know how much you stay up on it, but all the kind of controversy in the world of
Oh
streamers
my
on
God.
whatnot?
We've
Yeah,
been talking about that a lot lately.
yes,
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
was actually really hoping
Hmm.
that this topic would come up because
yeah,
streamers are in some like murky waters because of some
Hmm.
bad apples.
yeah, yeah,
Especially right now, like social media.
Yeah.
One bad thing happens, or like not even one bad thing because it's consistent. There
Yeah.
are terrible
Yeah.
yeah,
sellers,
yeah,
um, and it hasn't really affected us yet
Hmm.
sure,
because uh, we are super. I'm not gonna say we are super reputable, but all the packs that we sent out, I'm happy to say that people have been pulling Greninjas. They've been pulling
Hmm.
the
right,
Pikachu's.
yeah, yeah,
We've
Yeah.
been we've been getting a lot of like good feedback that like our customers are getting crazy hits.
yeah,
So that really just helps us, like put a little bit of validity, like like hey, these guys they're
Yeah.
legit. They're not weighing anything.
Yeah. There's not
sure,
all bad apples on whatnot. Because I do
right,
see on
of course,
a lot of people are kind of like boycotting and deleting the app because of like all of the controversy. So
yeah,
it's just nice to know, like when we hear like good positive feedback, like, hey, like people do trust us. And that does feel really good, especially with all of this craziness that's happening right now with like
oh yeah,
just scamming people.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
like,
Whatnot
yeah,
has
like,
always had kind of a bad, I don't want to say a bad rep, but people that think of it as a bad rep, because it's always kind of happened, but it just seems like as of recent, a lot of people are getting caught up in stuff. And it's just like, I think to
yeah,
myself then, it's like, story I read, I'm like, man, and they're just starting on whatnot. I hope, I hope that doesn't like kill your guys' momentum going forward. But like you said, I think it's cool and it helps and it shows the, uh, like what's the word? I just lost my train of thought, but just shows that you guys are genuine with your stream because, like you said, maybe a new person's in there and then they see somebody in the chat say, "Oh, I just pulled the Pikachu or I pulled the Greninja out of your guys' pack that you sent." So that'll help,
yeah,
of course, as well. So you make sure you
yeah.
put
absolutely.
And
those little clips out there on the social world, like, "Oh, they pulled it from our stream." Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
And we love to hear that. Like we love and appreciate all the people who are in our streams and just, supporting us and
oh, for
yeah. It's
sure,
it's a
yeah,
it's a wild world. Like, I'll say it definitely does have its negatives and its
Mhm.
positives. Whatnot does need to do a better job with vetting sellers,
Totally.
just
right,
in
yeah,
general.
mm-hmm.
Because you do have the ability to sell live, and it is encouraging for people that want to start out. But somebody opens up an Evolving Skies pack, they just started, and they're really not a seller that wants to build a brand or a name, like a strong name for their brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tend to see that like that Moonbryon close
Mm.
up that app because it happens.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's unfortunate. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And I've mentioned it in a video of mine where I said, "Hey, there's no dollar amount that I would sell my reputation for." Right? And that's
Right.
what people need
Right.
to start thinking that want to keep doing this.
Mhm.
Obviously the guys that do it, they're just looking for that quick buck. They're not I don't think they're obviously not thinking long term. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
real unfortunate that they do that to people. And then it just kind of puts a negative spotlight on the community as a whole, which a few bad apples, ruin it for everyone. So,
Absolutely.
There's a lot of great people on that app, and
Oh,
Yeah.
I know we've come across.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
yes, like yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still I live and die by these words. Best stream on whatnot. DKTCDK.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna try to live up to that. We
Yeah.
really do, because
Yeah.
we come across different streamers, and no one offers um just some of the things that we like to add to our to our customer base.
Yeah.
Like for example, anytime somebody kind of opens up a pack, and if they don't get diddly squat, we
Yeah.
still give them like EX or just something,
Yeah.
So you'll never lose, even if you open something up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we're working really hard that way. Getting a good win, even though it's small, goes a long way, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's something we're really trying to implement into our whatnot strategy. Is anytime we buy a collection, we put aside a lot of the $2, $1, $3 cards. So if nobody gets a hit, we still give them a hit
Right.
Yeah.
regardless.
Absolutely.
It really is just because like we want people to win. We don't want anybody to come into our stream and feel like they're losing and leaving empty-handed. So
Yes.
it really is all genuinely like wanting to
Yeah.
make sure people are happy and
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I think. I think you guys portray that a lot in your stream, even without just saying it or doing it. I think people genuinely come in there and can see like, oh, these guys are real. I don't feel like I have to worry about I'm gonna get scammed or they're gonna do some sort of like, oh wait, what was that? Oh sorry, you just pulled a you know oh, it's just a whatever. So I,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't see that, and I think overall new people coming in probably will be able to see that quickly as well. So, and
For
then
sure. For sure.
speaking of the different things you guys do, how do you come up with these different like I don't want games or first we started with the tier thing and then it was then it was
Yes.
packs and then now like dude last night I was like oh my god now we're doing some dice game I was like this is wild
Something different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're always trying to implement and try out strategies.
Mhm.
Like we're
Yeah.
very open minded. And when we went on whatnot, we see a lot of wheels or bingo. It's just certain games
Yeah.
that seem confusing to anyone that's kind of new to the whatnot world or live streaming and like gaming. So we kind of implemented a roll for rares, which we
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
the other day, and we get 3 dice, and whatever it lands on, you're just rolling for your luck. And we ended up having somebody just come in one time and they rolled and got the top prize. They got the Obsidian Flames, Charizard.
Charizard.
They were
Yeah.
like, I needed a win. Like they came in there and they
Excellent,
rolled
yeah.
twice. They got a Charizard and the other one, and they had a great time, and we got really good feedback. So we're consistently trying to just implement different things and get feedback from the whatnot community,
Yeah.
just to see what is actually liked, what's not liked.
Yeah.
We like constructive criticism
Totally.
because
Yeah.
like I may think it's a great idea, but everybody that's in our stream was like, this is not it.
Yeah.
So
Sure. Yeah.
so yeah, so we're just doing a lot of test trials.
Yes.
Have you
Yes.
have
But
you
we're looking
felt
for
yeah, have you felt yet that one of the strategies you tried was like, this isn't it. We're not doing
Yeah, yeah.
the community is not kind of reacting the way they normally do.
So we tried a rip until you hit
Right.
and
Yeah.
a rip and hit. So we did those 2 separate days, and we wanted to kind of just like compare the analytics to it. And originally, I thought rip and ship was just going to be a lot more profitable and a
Yeah.
lot more fun, but that just wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't have a huge following yet. So rip until you hit, I think provides a seller a guaranteed profit margin that they want, depending on what their buy-in is.
Yeah.
And it gives the customer just the ability to have a guaranteed hit. So
Right.
that worked well, and we tried a rip and ship,
Yeah.
and we got cooked. We got cooked.
Yeah.
Dude, we I think on average, even from our supplier from Japan, we were paying like $95 to $100 per battle partners.
Yeah.
Regardless, still, that was
Yeah.
our price.
Yeah.
And we just with single packs, they were selling for $2. That's $60 a booster box.
Sure. Yeah.
So So once you're a whatnot seller, you just kind of have to prepare for that. Like, okay,
Totally.
this is not here to make
Mhm.
me money. This is here because it's the newest product and people want it, and I have to have it
Yeah.
to
Right.
bring
Yeah.
people
Hmm.
into our stream, into our
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Um, so people have to be okay with taking losses on whatnot. They
Mhm.
have to be.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From a seller
From a seller
standpoint. Yes, from a
standpoint.
seller standpoint. Yeah.
So we're really just trying to implement just different things and see
Mhm.
what works, see what
Yeah.
sticks. Yeah, and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
fun with it.
I'll say I think everything that we've tried so far, it's been well received from the whatnot community. But just like when we are like kind of like reworking things, we need to try to like shift and figure out how it's gonna like work for us as well. That's why
Yes.
we do
Okay.
keep
Yeah.
trying new things.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good that you guys keep track of like numbers and what's working, and you guys always got your poll going at the when you first join in, like what do what do you guys like? Which is
Yeah,
cool. Like it's not something you see like on a lot of streams that you jump into. It's like
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
kind of
We
doing
want the
whatever they
feedback.
want. Yeah. So
Like polls we talked about, it's like a free survey of just
yeah.
trying to gauge demand,
Totally.
like of
Hmm.
whoever enters our stream. So
Yeah.
I think that's really important on anybody that's just trying to do this as a business. You get like a sense, a true sense of what people want. So it was nice.
Yeah.
It's nice that they have an
Yeah.
option.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. But speaking of business
Right.
structures, dude, we've been following your like
Yeah.
it's 10, 11 for opening up packs. Love
Yeah.
that idea, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep track.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great way to like make content, talk about the store, get people excited.
Yeah.
And I guess, can you talk about what was that deciding factor that really was like, yeah, brick and mortar,
Yes.
that's what we're doing.
I, for me, I talked my brother into it. First off, I'm like, hey man, it's my dream. You're coming with me. But for
We're
me,
family, you're coming.
yeah, yeah, yeah. For me, it's all it's really just comes down to I wanted to just build a like community, right? It gets used, I guess, loosely, and everyone says build a community, and I think that's all what we're genuinely trying to do. And I just had this desire to all of a sudden to, you know what, I want to build a place where people can come in person, play games, just a hangout, just have a place where it's like, hey, what do we do on a Friday night? Well, we go play, you know, Commander over at, Legendary Cardboard. So it's, that sort of
Heck yeah.
thing. I really enjoy the type of people that this hobby kind of brings you in contact with, and then going to like shows and going to other shops and stuff and meeting people. I just got to a point where I was like, I want this. Like, this is what I want. I want to bring something to people that they can enjoy and be a part of.
Yeah, that's
Totally.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great,
Yeah.
man.
Bringing a
Yeah.
great
Yeah, I
thing.
love it. I love watching it. Love the breakdown of just like, like just the transparency of how much the
Yeah.
startup costs. Really does make you open up
It's
your
great
eyes.
information. It
Yeah,
really is. Yeah.
when you
Yeah,
want to.
and I want to be there for people that, that think, oh, I would love to have a card shop or a game store, one day. So, well, here you go. I'm going to try to show you everything I can that goes into at least what we're doing. That's what I try
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
tell people too. Is like, hey, don't look at this as a how-to guide. This is how I'm doing it. This is what I'm my cost. So just kind of use this as like a guideline. you know.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Everyone's story is different.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Awesome. Awesome, dude. Yeah, man. I can't wait to see just like, a month from now, 2 months from now. I'm just excited to see your whole
uh,
journey, dude.
it's wild. It's all like still feeling surreal. Um,
Yeah.
I go over there every day and hang out with the contractors and stuff that are doing the work, and of course I'm always like changing things up. Like, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And I'm thinking like, oh gosh, they're probably tired of me now. but no, they're great. They're awesome. They're a great group of guys, and they're like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's too easy. We can do that. So yeah.
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 Heck yeah. Heck yeah. That's awesome, man.
Are you guys gonna be like, I guess, fully staffed, or like, I don't know if that makes sense, but or is it
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be
like
you
a
and your
family?
brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so just him and his
Yeah.
brother.
Fully staffed with
Okay.
all two of us.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
24/7.
I mean,
Yeah.
the dream would be able to hire people, I mean, off the get go, but it's like we're not gonna be probably there to be able to offer somebody a reasonable amount. I don't want to like try to hire someone and be like, hey, will you work for a pack of cards? Something like
Yeah,
that. Like, I can't
work
pay
for the
you
experience.
yet. So uh, and it's gonna be under the table because I can't afford extra insurance for you right now too. So it's like, hey, you just kind of
Yeah,
come in, hang out, and help where you can. That sort. So we want to,
Yeah.
obviously, I would love to have, somebody that's fluent in Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, like all these other games that I don't like, you know the gameplay. And
yeah.
my biggest fear now is like when we hold events and hey, we need a ruling over here, and I'm gonna be like, uh, let me look at the book real quick, like. So, because I read
Yeah.
into joint, becoming like a Pokemon League, WPN for Magic and stuff, and it's like, as the shop owner and your staff, you guys are like the judges essentially. If there's a dispute
Oh,
on a play, and so it's on
That's
you to make the call, and I'm like, bro, I don't
oh,
even know
dude,
Pokemon very well, you know.
you hit the ground sprinting. That's
Yeah,
awesome,
so
though.
I'm like on Google every day now, like trying to read formats, the rules of different gameplays and stuff, and
Yeah,
so we're gonna need some help probably quickly, but I mean we'll get there.
yeah, you'll get there
So
for sure,
yeah,
for sure. You're doing
yeah.
everything. You're doing
That's
you're doing
awesome.
everything right.
Yeah.
I love to see it.
I hope it's right as can be, I guess, for right now.
Yeah, it's a learning experience.
For
Like
sure.
For
at
sure.
the end of the day, no matter
Yeah.
what you're gonna do, you're gonna learn from it, and
Yeah.
that's the important part is doing it. So like
Oh
it's
man,
amazing
yeah.
to see.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So let's I've been curious on your guys's back to the whatnot, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys really, yeah, well, but purchasing collections, right?
Hmm.
What goes into, and I'm not asking for like exact numbers or anything, but you purchase a collection. Are you like for your show like, hey, we're doing this collection tonight for this show, or are you piecing things out? And then like, what are your
Yeah,
hopes and goals of like, we need to make X amount of percent off of
yeah,
this
yeah,
of what we bought. I'm just curious how that works,
yeah.
for an
No, for
auction
sure.
based selling platform, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's not your typical, hey, this card is worth $30.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'll pay you 80% so I can it's completely opposite. And you kind of have to look at all the cards as, hey, if I'm
Mhm.
buying a $450 collection, let me see how many cards are worth around $5.
Mm.
Like what
Okay. Yeah.
cards. So I kind of have to like see what the whole collection is worth and
Yeah.
what I'm willing to pay
Yeah.
and
Okay.
piece out in order for us to possibly
Yeah.
make money.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
because we just never know.
Yeah.
We could pay $600 for a collection and we put it up on bids.
Yeah.
So we haven't had this happen yet. And let me bring it back down and explain a little bit more and
Yeah.
try to paint a clearer picture about our strategies and how we do things.
Yeah. No,
So,
that's for real.
so
People are probably interested that want to get started.
yeah, for sure. So we for the past few months, not
Mhm.
for the past few months, but I would say 4 or 5 months,
Mhm.
we have been on the fence of starting whatnot,
Yeah.
but we've always really wanted to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we've purchased some collections and started building up in case we are ready to take that leap.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
for 5 months, we've kind of just went to
Yeah.
shows, bought collections, and
Sourced locally.
sourced
Yeah.
locally. And when we were finally ready to, give it a try, we had maybe 3 or 4 months inventory of just buying collections
Mm.
and just to get us started.
Yeah.
Um, so now, like, so our original plan was to take the best cards out, save it for later so we can start auctioning them off at $1.
Mhm.
Because I don't know if you've seen some huge channels, but dude, you'll put a
Dude,
card down and it'll
Yeah.
go for numbers that are just
wild.
Insane. And
yes,
it's like no
Yeah.
effort either.
yeah,
Like you
no
just put
No,
it
effort,
down and then it just shoots up.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
So
understand
I've
it.
Me either. But I've seen the possibilities when people, build
Mhm.
up, their whatnot community.
Yeah.
We've seen the
Yeah.
possibilities.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh, let's take all our best cards and save it for when that
Mhm.
time is ready.
Mhm.
So we try to do that for a full month, and our money flow kind of like seized up.
Yeah.
So now we started putting them on our whatnot
Mhm.
in order to incorporate them. Just to answer your question, it's forever evolving.
Yeah.
Like our minds change week to week on just based on our experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, let's run singles and let's do packs.
Mhm.
But then
Yeah.
if we open up packs, we notice we lose a lot of clientele. So we just have to focus
It's
in
Oh,
on
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
and consistently adapt to what
Yeah.
what the situation is at hand.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Also, like kind of
Sure.
like room and stuff.
reading the
Yeah.
room, yeah, because like I might have a $5 card running
Mhm.
for $1, but nobody wants it.
Mhm.
But I'm like,
Right. Yeah.
guys, this is $5 card.
Yeah.
It's at $1 right now. So then I'll gotta, add to and get
Mhm.
people kind of excited, spice
Yeah.
things up.
And you're really, really great about that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Very
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you.
intuitive.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Mhm.
keep it
So like
exciting for sure.
yeah. And I think the biggest advice I would just give anyone is just pretend like there's 100 people in your room, no matter how many people are in there. Even if
Yeah.
it's 14, like
Yeah.
you have that 100-person energy, if that makes
Yeah.
sense,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you'll be, yeah.
Yeah. I think one of
Um,
my favorite things I love is like talking about card values and like what they're going for is when you put out kind of a banger and chat's a little sleeping. And
yeah.
then I can always tell because he's like, chat, what are we doing? I'm like, oh, he's getting nervous right now.
I'm,
So I feel a
dude,
little.
I'm like, that's a
Yeah.
$15 card. We have $1 bid on
Yeah,
it, and they
$1
go
bid.
for that.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I've watched some good deals in you guys' stream before, so it's just funny. It's I start laughing. Laugh to myself every time over here. I'm like, oh, he's getting his
Chat,
chat.
please. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
but
we
that's
never know what's gonna happen.
yeah, that's what's great about your stream though is you sometimes people get lucky and catch everybody
yeah.
else in the middle of doing something, and then they walked out with a $1, $2, $3 car that that goes for 20 plus. So
Mhm.
Yes, and it happens plenty of times,
Yeah.
and I think
yeah,
it's a what has a great place to source, especially with like people that are just starting.
Mhm.
Uh, just like for us, for instance, for that first month, anyone that was in our
yeah.
stream, I'm pretty sure was extremely happy on some
Yeah.
of the the
Oh
deals
yeah,
that they got.
yeah,
All the
So
lots and
so
yeah.
for anyone looking for really good singles or inventory, whatnot is a good place.
Yeah.
sure.
But
Agreed. Yeah.
but but also very dangerous for any impulsive
True.
Oh yeah,
buyers.
Yeah.
very addicting.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah.
Mhm.
Very addicting.
I've been buying on whatnot for like a year and a half,
Mhm.
almost 2 years before we even
Yeah.
decided to sell on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So a lot of our inventory went from whatnot onto our eBay
Yeah.
store.
You bought a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
it's
I
a
tell you,
great place.
every night you guys are streaming, I eventually get a phone call from my brother saying, "What are you buying now?" I'm like, "Dude, it's inventory for the shop. Don't worry." So, yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah,
But yeah,
Jerry.
whatnot is a great place to source singles if you want to get started. That was one I don't think I've ever mentioned, but that's something I used before. Now I did target like lower streams, like that weren't super populated, because I didn't want to have to
Exactly.
Yeah.
battle against 100 people. I was looking like, oh, dude, if I can get this for a few bucks, that sort of thing. I don't know if
Yep.
that seems ethical or what. I don't want to say like, oh man, I was just going after the, but it's like,
No,
dude, it's a business. I'm just looking for a deal because I'm trying to, move this. So
yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, it's the same thing when we look for collections.
Yeah.
For example, like here's a DK secret
Mhm.
for what we look for in collections.
oh, dude, the
Uh,
secret.
anytime we're on eBay and we
Yeah.
look for a collection,
Yeah.
does that seller primarily sell
Mhm.
Pokemon cards? Because if they do,
Yeah.
we might not be getting the best deal.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
when you're looking at somebody that's selling like random knickknacks,
Yeah.
old golf clubs, and you have one random collection in there,
Yep.
their algorithm isn't as based.
Mhm.
So once you see that,
Mm.
lock into
It's like a hidden gem.
it's a hidden
Yeah.
gem,
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
and that's
good. That's
a lot of our collections.
Mhm.
oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice. So
Yeah,
primarily where do you source the collections? eBay or locally
Definitely,
eBay,
yeah.
or
eBay
Yeah.
locally. A lot of shows
Yeah.
we go to
shows?
the
Yeah,
flip shows in Alabama, Florida. So we do source through a
It's
lot
like
of
a little bit of
shows.
everything.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
offer
Okay.
up rates sometimes if we
Oh,
try
right.
to
Yeah.
take a little bit barbaric and primitive that is, but
Right, right.
there's still
Hey,
opportunity.
yeah, I got you. I know.
Yeah,
I just, man, I have no luck locally with people. It's like I either get ghosted or then I meet, plan something, and then I'm like, hey, I'm like 10 minutes out, and then it's nothing. I'm like, geez. So I've kind of given
oh, we
up.
get that. Too.
I,
Yeah.
We get
yeah.
that
Oh,
all
it
the
drives
time.
me insane. So I was like, this isn't worth my time right now. So I'm hoping now that having the storefront, of course, it'll be people just want to bring their stuff to me now. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Yes.
That's what we found out. Like
Mhm.
I remember there was somebody locally that
Mhm.
has a Pokemon shop inside a thrift, like a not a
Flea
thrift, a
market.
flea
Yeah, we were
market,
just yeah.
a
Oh,
flea
nice.
market.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we go there, and I'm like, how did they
Yeah.
have some of the coolest cards, some of the rarest old stuff? And I'm like, bringing them collections and selling them for so cheap. I'm like, these
Yeah.
Not everyone.
not,
Not everyone.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
I know what you're talking. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
No, we're in Florida, and it's right by. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
why. If you knew
Yeah.
where it was at, that's.
I,
But
I got
depending on when you're at, it just really depends on what opportunities you have to
Yes.
be,
yeah.
like what sources you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even though I'm maybe like 20 minutes out from that flea market, they have full access of people bringing stuff into them all
Mhm.
the time.
Always. Yeah.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
And that's what will definitely help with.
Mhm.
I got you. What do you so when you target collections, is there anything
Mhm.
specific that you're looking for versus modern, vintage, or just a mix, good healthy mix of both? And then
We
do you ever find yourself willing to pay up a little bit more than what you normally would if it's like liquid, like, oh, this Charizard will sell quick, Pikachu sells
Yeah.
yeah,
quick. So,
Mhm.
so we got a good story for that actually. We recently, because of our success on whatnot,
Mhm.
we have had a larger amount of investment capital,
Mhm.
and we wanted
yeah.
to invest the most we've probably ever done into one collection, and we ended up bidding like $5,200 for
Mhm.
Oh,
one
wow.
collection.
Yeah. Nice.
All raw cards,
Yeah.
but the front binder, the front page alone was like tag team Gengar, and
Yeah.
then like the
Oh,
all
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
There's lots of bangers, yeah.
$600 raw.
Mhm.
Uh, uh, Crimson, not Crimson Haze, but Burning Shadows, Charizard, Hidden Fates. So
Yeah.
we looked at like all these grading potentials as
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot
Right.
of people
Oh,
do.
yeah.
So we look for cards that are very liquid
Mhm.
and are climbing in price and popularity, of course.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
make sure that there's at least a few sprinkled in there.
Mhm.
So that's our definitely like, okay, maybe it'll be worth paying a premium if these cards in perfect condition. Because if this grades a 9, if it grades a 10, but
Yeah.
they're binder collection, so
Yeah.
you can't speculate.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
all of that goes through, like your analysis of evaluating a collection.
Yeah.
So we really tend to try to look for stuff that has vintage majority, because the old collections, most people don't know anything about mid era, don't know about just black and white, diamond and pearl,
Yeah.
like a little bit past Wizards of the Coast, and those are very slept on eras. So we try to
Sure.
see like, okay, there's a ton of those cards in there. This collection might be really good,
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we definitely look for certain things
Mhm.
and grade bait for sure,
Totally.
Sure. Yeah.
because we have about 20 cards right now from our collections that we're really confident could gem, and we're going to put that into our maybe
Yeah.
roll of rares or into our store,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
auction at $1 because if the crowd is right, you could really put up a base at Charizard as long as you have the and start it at
Sure.
$1 as long as
Yeah.
the right crowd is there.
For sure. Actually, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Are
Yeah. So I
you?
don't know if that's your question, but I was just been
No.
rambling on.
No.
No,
That's
we
it. Yeah.
everything. Yeah, like
Yeah.
if we a collection that also has some slabs sprinkled in there, like that'll perk our little ears up
Sure.
and
Yeah.
look for it all.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you answered it all. I'm this, I find myself bidding more, if I'm on eBay and bidding more on certain cards where I'm like, okay, well, I know that card will move instantly if I put it up for sale or, if I have it in the shop or something. So that's good. I'm still, obviously I've bought a bunch of vintage off of your guys' stream just because it's like, I'm a, I say I'm a live in the now type of guy, right? I don't live in the past, so I'm just putting.
Yeah.
I like cool modern looking stuff. That's but I understand the vintage and it's cool. What I don't understand is how some of these vintage cards go for pennies on the dollar, and these are cards you can't pull anymore, and
Yeah.
yet these modern cards that you can go get in a pack off of a Walmart shelf, go for top dollars. It's mind-boggling to me. Uh,
Yes.
I think there's been a slow increase in vintage prices right now,
Yeah.
and I think that's going to be the turn of where we're going to see modern kind of starting to taper off a little
Mhm.
bit. At least I hope,
Yeah.
because a guy finally
Yeah.
gets some
Yeah.
distribution access, and it's like, hey, we got no Pokemon. I'm
Yeah.
like, are you
Jeez.
kidding me?
Dude, those pencil cases.
Right, the pencil
It gets
cases.
me every time, man.
Dude, it's wild.
Buy my pencil case. Makes
Oh,
me
the
laugh,
pencil
man.
cases, right? Yeah, it was all a joke, but man, that kind of like blew up. I had people commenting on that, and then people were buying them. I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't trying to get people to buy them, but
Yeah.
it
Hey,
was
it's
just for
working out.
It's
fun.
working out,
Yeah, yeah,
man. Yep.
it was fun. It's a good laugh, but just from all my research and everything I've looked at, those are the type of things you got to do when you have a
Mhm.
distributor of like, yo, buy the stuff. Even talking with my sales reps that I have now, it's they're like, yeah, dude, just spend money. They're like, if you want to look good,
Yeah.
they're like, just spend
Yeah.
money. Like that'll.
Mhm.
And so when
Yeah.
the new sets drop, you'll be one of the we look at all these different factors. One thing, anybody that wants to look good with your distributors and have better allocations, I learned is having a brick and mortar, of course, but getting yourself set up for all the official events. So, Pokemon League, WPN for Magic, what's the Bandai for One Piece, and there's a new Gundam
Yo.
TCG coming out for that too. But having being an official store for those events puts you higher on the priority of getting product. So that was
Oh,
something
Oh,
I
nice.
learned. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
wow.
So you will be
That's
ahead. They'll put you ahead of every other store that does not host official events. So
oh that
Wow.
so
yeah,
that boosts you up the list a lot then if you think
yeah,
about it.
yeah. So I'm
Holy
gonna. I mean, of course, I was already planning on doing that stuff before I learned that, but that's just a little
yeah,
tidbit of info that I learned that maybe help somebody out there in the future. So
for
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, but speaking of sourcing, I can't wait to see like the video of your inventory
yeah.
without a distributor. So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, oh man, it's I've every distributor we get right now, I go ahead and buy like a kind of a big chunk, you know, 5 to like 6, 7,000 just to get something. Of course, my
Yeah.
brother's over here talking like, dude, quit spending money. We're not selling any of this right now. So I'm like, I just want a good, and this is something I talked with, his name's Travis with Kingslayer Games yesterday. It's like, hey, what should I do right now? It's like I got this. As you can see, the cardboard boxes are piling up in this room because of all the inventory I've been buying. But I'm not refilling the website right now because I'm worried in my head of like, dude, it's all gonna sell. It'll be grand opening time, and we're like, oh, look at our bare shelves because I've been selling it all online. So it's kind of the
Yeah.
it's kind of like this game I'm playing now of what do I sell online, what do I save for in the shop, and then you got the brother in my ear, which is my accountant saying, hey, our cash flow
Yeah.
out is exceeding our cash flow in. So I'm like, oh, we'll be all right, we'll be fine. Just wait till we open. So
Yeah.
but yeah, the distribution is I find it to be a lot of fun just seeing what all you can get now. I mean, it's not. and I think I said this in another video, but what I've learned, because I was one of those guys that thought, oh, if I can just get a distributor, all my problems will be solved, and it's not that way. it's
Yeah.
the it's like, no, now you got a whole new set of problems. Now you gotta like prove your worth with your distributor, and
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
to put some of the negative uh, information, all the scalping stuff going around right now. Uh, One of the distributors I was talking to today, in fact, he said out of all the pre-orders that they received for Prismatic Evolutions, they received the distributor, right, received 6% of what all was pre-ordered. So,
Wow.
and that's
Wow.
just due to like increased amount. They see stores that typically don't order Pokemon, right, that are now ordering
Mhm.
Pokemon, right? Because it's like, oh my God, Pokemon's in a bubble again, so let's jump on the Pokemon bandwagon right now. But that's just and hearing that now, I'm just okay, things make sense. So and
Yeah.
then
Very-
distribution, right? It's a business as well, so they keep that nice little price for you to make a few dollars on a release, and then guess what? After that initial wave of release, those prices start boop, 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 going up. Because I'm looking at some of the prices in their portals, and I'm like, dude, how am I supposed to make any money? You know,
Yeah.
I got rent to pay now. So,
There's some dudes on eBay selling it for less. Like
dude, I'm curious on that too. Like these shops that are eBay or TCG Player, and I'm like, dude, how are they making dollars off of this? I just don't understand it.
they used to got it at like under not around $90 a box forever ago.
Yeah, yeah,
Had to
insane.
been. Yeah.
So it's been a big eye-opening experience, getting this access to these places now. So,
Yeah.
wild,
Yeah.
wild,
Yeah.
All right,
Well, I'm
yeah.
definitely living vicariously through you on
dude.
that end.
I'll
Yeah.
probably be buying more pencil cases. So,
Yeah, have
so,
enough of that.
yeah.
Heck yeah, dude,
So
man.
so
Well, go ahead.
what's what's I don't want to say what's next for you guys, but what's your next kind of like big goal? Do you have another big goal like to like as you're building this up? Like what's next in the
Ye-
business world of, DK TCG Cave?
Yeah. Our goal for the year was to uh, make 100K in sales. We've
Okay,
never made
yeah.
100K
Remember that. Yeah.
before, and we're on that trajectory, but double past that right now.
Yeah, dude.
Uh,
That's
we just
exciting.
have realistic
Yes.
expectations of like inventory flow, which we're
Mhm.
learning right now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and because we blew through our inventory
Yes.
for the
Oh,
first because
yeah.
of the tower, like that
Mhm.
tower
Yeah, the
game.
tower. Yeah, yeah.
It
Yeah.
was really and then we talk about it all the time. Like, yeah, we blew through our inventory, but at the same time, if we didn't offer such great
Mhm.
experiences and deals,
Yeah.
then maybe we wouldn't have the following we have now, and just
Right.
all of that
Yeah.
kind of plays
It
into
worked
it.
out in the best way.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
So right now it's us to continue to keep
Yeah.
growing, pushing out content. We're the tortoise and the hare. We're the tortoise in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's what
Not
it is. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
like our first month was amazing, and
Mhm.
as long as we can just keep
Yeah.
pushing, and just keep getting better collections,
Mhm.
maybe eventually our goal is to be able to have a stream where we have over 100 people in it, and we
Sure.
can put up things like base head blastoids,
Mhm.
or like
Oh yeah.
uh readers, or some like bubble mew
Yeah.
raw. It's just like,
Right.
hey,
Right.
chat, at
Yeah.
$1, go. We want
Yeah.
to be able to like provide that experience where probably like, yeah, this guy's crazy. They're crazy. They're $1 right now. Dude, 5-second auctions. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I want to be able
Yeah.
to provide that
Yeah. Have that excitement.
for that stream.
Yeah.
For
So we
sure.
want to work our way up
Mhm.
to building up enough, clientele, enough customers, so we can have consistent 100 people in our
Yeah.
streams
Yeah.
Yeah.
on a given.
Mhm. Yeah. Whatnot is definitely pretty much like our sole focus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys are
Yeah.
killing it. I'm sure. I'm sure it'll.
Thank
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure
Thank you
you'll.
so much.
It's always a blast. High energy, a lot of fun. The chat is always pretty active in there too.
Yes.
Especially when I
Yeah.
make an appearance, everyone's like, "Oh no,
They're
no,
like,
this guy's
legendary thing
back."
that
So,
people get
uh,
excited. I love it.
but something I plan on doing, on nights that you guys are streaming, and is having that running in the shop. It'll be on the TV. So
Oh,
Yeah.
hopefully
that's
we
awesome.
can get you
Oh,
guys
That is
from this side, to joining in.
Oh
amazing,
my
Yeah.
dude. Thank you
So.
so much.
Oh yeah.
Is that something? Is that something that you would ever incorporate in the future? Is that something that you ever gave thought where you could run, a whatnot from your shop and have it as a separate entity, but within your shop at the
gosh.
same time?
Yeah. Yeah. We've talked about it, and we want to definitely go the route of having like a live stream going in the shop at certain times, right?
For
We're
sure,
not
for
we're not
sure.
sure what platform we want to use. Me, I'm like in my head, I'm like, oh, I don't want to pay fees. I'm like, oh no. At first I didn't mind, right? At first, because I was like, oh, I don't have no overhead, I don't mind the fees. So, but now we're going in the shop. I'm like, I can't give no dollars to no one. They all got to come to me because I got rent and I got lights. I gotta make sure I keep this place open. Uh,
Yeah,
so
true.
that's why. Well, that's one of the things I've been trying to build the YouTube going is trying to go live on there. I watch a lot of successful streamers that are in the Pokemon world because the PokeTubers, right? They call them that, and they do rip and ships or on their YouTube live. So
Yeah.
and they just buy
Oh,
from their
yes, yeah.
website. So I've put out in some feelers of I really want to do some energy breaks. I like those. I always think those are a lot of fun. So I've put out feelers of, hey, if we go live on YouTube, is anybody interested in energy breaks? And there's been a small group that's been like, oh yeah, I'd be down. So we'll see if we do that coming up. Because I also need to do. I keep telling everyone I'm gonna do it, but I got the prismatic evolutions ETBs that I want to do a drawing for to allow people to buy them at MSRP, right? So um,
Awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome.
so a lot of
Heck yeah.
ideas, but I had never anticipated how busy I was going to become once signing that lease. So it's like
Mhm.
nonstop right now. But it's
Yeah.
fun. It's fun. But I definitely
Yeah.
see it where business owners are like, there's not enough hours in the day. Like I need more hours in the day because I
Yeah.
don't get
Yeah.
done everything I want to get done each day right now. So,
Sure. For sure,
but
brother. Hey, just as long as you enjoy this journey and
oh
that's
yeah,
the biggest
Yeah.
part. Yeah, for sure.
yeah. It's I work so I tell people now I work harder now than I did before, like longer hours, but I don't feel like I'm working. So it's
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's it's something, I truly enjoy, and I find myself thinking like, oh, I need more time because where did the day go? Like I don't have anything. I got a few things done, but I had a big list I wanted to accomplish, and I got like two things done. But
Yeah.
I'm also on YouTube and social media wasting time a lot too. So
Yeah.
it's I could probably be a little bit better with my time management, but I'll figure it out.
Hey, yeah. Yeah. It's all a
Yeah.
game. It's
Right.
all
I'm my
yep.
own boss now, so I ain't got nothing to worry about. So
There you go, brother. Heck
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Love to hear it.
So
Oh, damn, I was gonna say something. Um, yes. I think this is just a random comment because I know
yeah,
we were talking about the fees
Mhm.
yeah,
for anyone that doesn't have any overhead. I just want to maybe give a little perspective on what whatnot has to offer.
Mhm.
yeah.
Um, for example, like if I go to a show, I have to pay around $100 to $150 for a table, and
Hmm.
then I have to pay for just the expenses of driving,
Mhm.
gas, possibly hotel, food, and all of that
Mhm.
stuff. So all said and done, just expenses for going to a show or vending at a show, you're going to pay
Mhm.
250 plus uh,
Yeah,
on average. But if you set up a show on Whatnot and you sell over $1,000 worth of stuff, you will pay less fees than going to a show, and you have the ability
hmm,
to build your clientele, to build it,
Mhm.
and have a show any time of the
yeah,
week instead of traveling. And So there's a lot of positives to
True.
think about
Mhm.
it, because even though you do get like a 13-14%
Yeah.
hit with fees,
Sure. Yeah.
uh, imagine going through all that effort making the same amount of money at a card show.
Mhm.
But obviously they're both different experiences, and you know especially if you do this for a living, content and all of that stuff is
Mhm.
amazing for shows.
Yeah.
It's something for somebody to think about if they're really considering, you know, maybe using a platform to sell their inventory and they can't travel and they can't,
Yeah.
go out and do all these shows.
Definitely a good
It
point to make.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just something to think about that
Mhm.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to that was on my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's some good insight there. Yeah, it's a good way to think about it. I
Yeah,
always
Mhm.
told
thank you.
people when I was selling on eBay, like eBay's my card shop, right? That's like
Mhm.
I don't have a
That's how we
physical
did.
location, so that's my card. Oh, what about the fees? Oh, that's just what I pay to have a card shop, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
Yep.
and guess
Yep.
what? It was way less than what the fees are now that I pay for for having a physical card shop.
Yeah. And
so
you can say that
so
confidently
yeah,
firsthand.
oh yeah, dude. I go back and look at the year, like last year's eBay fee, like total eBay fees that eBay took from me, and I'm like, dog, that don't even cover like a 2 months of rent right there. Like that's crazy. When I look back at it now, I'm like, dude, look, put things in perspective, you know. So
Yes. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
so
Well, dude, I can't wait. There's definitely going to be more videos, more
Yeah.
update videos
yeah,
to
for
come.
sure. I want to keep these going. Yeah,
I think we're going to hit it pretty heavy on the roll for rares. We
Yeah.
it got a lot of good feedback.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. We could
and
definitely see us doing that long
yeah,
term.
and it
yeah,
saves us on inventory
Yes.
and
Helps kind of slow that down.
slow it down.
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
Absolutely. And no
yeah.
one else is doing it.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I've been consistently on whatnot. I haven't seen any stream do this
Mhm.
yet. So,
Yeah,
but
I
that'll
haven't.
change
I
soon.
haven't seen that either. Right? Yeah, someone's gonna pop up now. Oh yeah, that was a good idea. Let me do that.
Yeah,
So
like one of our buddies was like, "I already ordered something off of Amazon. I'm taking this idea. This is amazing."
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like,
What? Oh, well, it was probably Shori, right? Shori.
"Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
was
sure."
I was just about to say if anybody takes it, it's gonna be Shori. He said, "Man, that's a good idea."
Yeah, great people, and
Yes.
yeah,
yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
like, everyone can eat. That's like
Mhm.
you said, everybody can
yeah.
eat in this
Yeah.
Hey,
hobby. And we just made a video today
Yeah.
talking about like people been asking us about
Mhm.
Japanese
Distributors.
suppliers.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
But not every supplier has the ability to take on new clients. So we
Mhm.
just made a video showing people like, hey, these
Oh,
are the
cool.
steps that we
Yeah,
took to
Yeah.
find one, and
yeah,
it's just like you did the same thing. So
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
I said, everybody can eat here.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Cool. That's
Hmm.
fun. So.
Heck yeah.
It's a great community.
Oh, it is lots of fun. Hey, and I'm glad it led us to kind of building this relationship. I want to almost dare say friendship now. That we're going.
You mean
So
a brotherhood ship?
brotherhood ship. There you go. Yeah. So I mean,
Nah,
this is the type of thing that this hobby kind of leads you to. So yeah,
it does.
Absolutely.
It
yeah,
does. And then just for everybody, like I know, like a few years down the line, like you're gonna have like the craziest YouTube amount of subscriptions, subscribers, and everything.
yeah. We'll see.
And I just want people to say that, like, we started this like just media like journey not too long ago,
Yeah,
and we were like, you know what, let's just reach out and
Yeah.
just try to find people in this hobby, just to talk and network.
Yeah.
And
right.
we
Yeah,
sent you the email, or we sent each other. We just started
yeah,
talking,
yeah,
and I just find that everybody's so willing to help everyone out.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
if you're thinking about making like content, anyone that's out there, like I would love to talk to y'all. Like Legendary would, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
we're here, and all you got to do is just reach out and just do it. So
yeah,
it
yeah,
goes.
yeah.
It's crazy where things can lead you to life.
100%.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Because dude, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
like when you open up your store, like I promise you will be inside your store. We're gonna travel
Yeah,
to
I
Houston,
can't wait.
So,
It'll be
like
cool. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
this hobby does wonders
Yeah.
for sure.
Couldn't
Cool.
agree more.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, like if there's uh any other like questions that we want to talk about or something like that? We would love to like jot it down and get ready for like another show in the future, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
just so we
Yeah.
can prepare for it. Well,
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I didn't prepare too much for this one. I was just like, we're just
me
gonna
neither. I love
fire
just
from the
chopping
hip.
it.
Yeah, just chatting.
Yeah. No, like just like if there's a hot topic, like you said, the streamers and like
Yeah. Of course,
and
that
we
was immediately on my mind. I'm like, oh, okay, we
Yeah.
gotta ask them
I love
about this.
that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love that. And then we could bring up some topics and just have Poke talk about some maybe hot topics that's going around.
for sure.
Like, hey, like what do you think? You think this card's gonna go down? You think it's gonna go up? And we might take opposing views. Like we could come up
Yeah.
with a lot of
Yeah.
stuff, you
That's
know.
a,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Vintage
sure.
versus modern.
Yeah.
That would be a fun
Oh,
segment.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old vintage. I mean, it's I've always kind of liked it. I mean, it's just I don't know. I'm always like, dude, these newer cars look so much cooler right now. So
uh-huh.
Yeah, trust me, like
yeah.
if you ask a 14-year-old how cool a Mickey Mantle card is, I bet you they'll just like
Oh
laugh and
yeah,
just
yeah,
how visually unappealing a lot of the vintage sports cards are.
yeah,
But compared to the prices, that's how eventually I believe Pokemon will be that way for sure because it's
yeah,
still a young trading card franchise.
yeah. What's see my opinion is the reverse for sports. Like I like the vintage sports cards over modern. So
Modern,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
yeah.
because
So
you grew up on vintage, right?
yeah. I mean, I grew up in what we call, obviously the junk wax era, but it's like
Yeah.
there's to me, I don't know how to explain it really. Maybe my brain is just scrambled, but it's
Now, however you're thinking, that's how it is for Pokemon vintage lovers. Same
yeah,
thing. Yeah.
yeah,
But go ahead, go ahead. I already know it's
yeah,
coming. Go ahead, bro.
yeah. It's just there's just something there, like obviously for me it's nothing gets better than the 87 Fleer Jordan, right? Nothing will ever look cooler than that card to me at least.
Yeah,
So, but
yeah,
and it's, looking back it's just the players to me, the players are different, right? I'm not trying to start no debate of goats here, but the players were different. I have my own opinions and feelings on player bases back then. So those cards just trigger in my head like, oh, those are cooler because of who's on the card, right? I mean,
yeah,
Pokemon, it's like, hey, Charizard, 1999 Hollow, Charizard 2024 Hollow. This looks cooler to
yeah.
me.
No, for sure,
The
for
player
sure.
base hasn't really changed, right? All the OGs are still in it. So uh, maybe that's what does it for me. I'm just like, dude, these newer like Blastoise cards look way cooler than the original
No,
game. So
oh,
yeah,
absolutely. But then, like, I talk to a lot of like vintage sports card collectors, and they look at kabooms and downtowns, and they're like, "That's disgusting," and they're like,
yeah,
"This is so cool compared to the."
yeah,
So it's just really like the generations that grew up on it, because like in my eyes, one of the best Umbreons on this planet is from like Expedition,
oh
and
yeah,
like
yeah,
that's just like a very
yeah,
vintage opinion of like
sure, yeah,
Umbreon card.
oh for sure, yeah, I got you.
So I guess it depends on that era of like ripping and nostalgia and
Yeah,
that type of
yeah.
stuff for and pop counts. You already know how I am about
Yeah.
pop
Oh,
counts.
pop counts. Oh, dude, they don't in the TCG world. I know it's not a popular saying, but they don't count for
For
me,
now. Yeah, for
dude.
now.
And anyone that
No,
wants
for
to argue me, I say, hey, go look at the Van Gogh Pikachu right now.
yes. You're
That
100% right.
PSA 10 should be worth $5.
If you think about it.
You
Yes.
know what
If
I'm
you think
saying?
about it.
There's like over
Yeah.
30,000 of them. It's the easiest card to 10 out of all. It's a participation trophy. That's what that card is. Like,
Yeah, there's people that got literally boxes of sealed
yeah,
boxes of Van
yeah.
Goghs. Just chilling.
Just crazy to me. I mean, maybe,
Yeah.
one day, of course, they'd probably be worth, a sealed
Yeah.
box would be like, oh gosh, yeah, let me get that sealed box.
I would love to do a segment of like maybe talking about pop counts and like
Yeah,
vintage versus modern and maybe
yeah.
just have like a podcast talk about it and just
Oh yeah,
like
for sure.
because I do agree
Yeah.
with you with what you're saying, but for anyone who disbelieves pop counts will be pertinent for the future, that's a
Yeah.
big mistake that I think, because I think pop
Oh, I
counts will
gotcha.
be,
Yeah.
yeah, like
Wait.
for me, pop counts right now
Yeah.
don't mean anything. But in like 10 years from now, when the market like swings and shifts, because history repeats itself.
Yeah.
Once
Oh,
old
yeah.
starts coming in, it will
Yeah.
shift, and when it does, then pop counts will be just such a different factor, and it'll be like a
Right.
premium on key
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah. I mean, and we won't get too much into the weeds on this. We'll save it for another
Yeah,
video.
we'll save it.
But
That for sure.
my
Yeah.
main thing with pop counts, what I tell people, that's what I look for grading. I want to see the high pop count because it's like, oh, that's an easy card to 10, right? And so I know
Yeah.
like I got a good shot of getting a 10 on that card, and then I can sell
Yeah.
for a premium because nobody pays attention to the pop count as far as value goes right now. So
That's a good way to look at it
100%.
too.
yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
so
I agree. All right, we'll definitely get into the weeds.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll save that for another episode.
Episode.
Yeah, so but that yeah, but that'll be a good combo.
Tag you in. Go get him.
But okay, well,
Yes,
I won't hold you guys up. Take too much more of your time. I got the accountant calling me right now.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I didn't spend no money, so I don't know why he's hitting me up right now. So
About spending money.
Right.
yeah, that's usually when he's calling me like, oh, dude, what are you buying? So yeah, but it's fine. He keeps me in check. Make sure I don't blow it all. So
That's good. Keep me in check. So
Yeah.
trust me,
oh
good.
yeah, I want to buy it all. That's how I am.
You're spending way too much. I'm like,
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't want to give you too much. I know you got a lot on your plate too, and
Yes.
we really do appreciate you taking your
Yeah,
time out.
absolutely. This is fun. I enjoy this. I enjoy just chatting. I enjoy updates. It's fun doing these journeys at the same time. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, we'll definitely do another update video.
yeah, for sure. We'll get one on the books and see where we're at then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Heck
All
yeah,
right.
brother.
Okay. Well, you two take care,
Thank
and
you.
we will see you over on Whatnot.
Will do.
Sounds good.
Stay legendary, my friend.
All right, guys.